They think I'm trapped, but I'll escape.
Tunnel Runner, the new video game where you don't look down on the maze. You're in it.
Monster! He's smart, I gotta outsmart him. Oh, he's fast, I gotta be faster.
Tunnel Runner with RAM Plus to mega charge your Atari VCS for 3 times the excitement.
Right, left. Better check the map. It's the exit to another maze.
Tunnel Runner from CBS Electronics, where the excitement never ends.
I'm not trapped. I'm not trapped.
There are 2 types of Atari games for the Atari 2600. The first type of game is the game that you come to think of. Games like Pong, like Space Invaders, Pac-Man, Warlords, Yard's Revenge, Galaxian, Pole Position, Berserk. Just games that are really simple to pick up and play, that once you hand somebody a controller, they can usually figure out what to do from there. Pretty easy games to have fun with. And then there's the second type of game for the Atari 2600. This genre of game I like to call, what the fuck? Now, being a what the fuck game doesn't mean it's bad. It just means when the first time you see the game, your brain's probably going to say, what the fuck? And that's what I thought the first time I saw Tunnel Runner. Tunnel Runner is a game released by CBS in 1983. Tunnel Runner is a game that uses that was marketed as RAM Plus by CBS. The other games that used the RAM Plus marketing by CBS were Mountain King and Omega Race. I don't have Mountain King. I do have Omega Race. So that is pretty neat. Tunnel Runner is kind of an impressive game and a very ambitious game. It's a first-person maze game. Essentially, you're playing a game like Pac-Man, but in the first person. Now, there are some differences between it and Pac-Man. It doesn't follow the same rules, but you get the basic gist. You're in a maze, and there are enemies that are going to try to kill you. Now, the enemies in this game are called Zots, and one really nice touch I like is that since the game is in first person and you only have a little map that you can pull up when you stand still, it can be hard to keep track of where the Zots are at all times. But each one of the Zots have their own special musical score, and whenever they get close to you, that music will start playing softly and then louder to indicate where it is, behind you, in front of you, side to side. It gives you a chance to react. Very, very clever game design that, again, is very impressive for the Atari 2600. So what is your goal here in Tunnel Runner? Well, in Tunnel Runner, in Tunnel Runner, your goal is to escape the maze. You want to collect the key and get the fuck out of there. The key on each map looks like a triangle. In the earlier stages, it'll tell you where it is when you pull up your map, and it'll look like a triangle on the floor. Later on, it might not tell you where the key is on the map. You just gotta find it for yourself, but it'll always be a little triangle glowing on the floor. Once you find that key, you find the door that has the arrow pointing up. The single arrow pointing up means that you're moving on to the next stage, and you get the fuck out of Dodge. And you move on to the next stage and keep your game going. There are other doors you can find. There are doors that will take you back a stage. You probably don't want to go back a stage since you're trying to go forward a stage. And there are doors that will randomly warp you to a random spot on the map. So there is some decoy doors there that you want to try to avoid. You're really trying to get out of the maze as quick as you can. Try to get those keys and get the fuck out of there. Now there are 2 game modes. Game 1 is the game is pre-built. The mazes are already made. You know what the mazes are going to be if you played it. Game 2 is randomized. So that's really neat, like a roguelike game back in 1983. So all you roguelike fans, here's the originator. It's probably not, but here's a game for you to sink your teeth into, right? Tunnel Runner. This game is fairly impressive. I also like the fact that it keeps track of where the enemies are. It doesn't just, they don't just respawn. They're actually, on the map somewhere. It does feel immersive. There's the animation is choppy because again, it's running on an Atari 2600, so the turn animations can be a little jarring. Sometimes I found myself thinking I turned in a certain direction when I didn't, so that could be a bit of an issue. But again, with the limitations of the Atari 2600 and this being the best it could possibly be, this game is really freaking fun. I think Tunnel Runner is awesome. I would highly recommend this game, especially if you are a fan of maze type games and those type of arcade games. It's just the first time playing it, especially if you don't have the manual or you don't look at the instructions, it's definitely one of those games where you're gonna say, what the fuck?